Most US accountants are completely clueless that you as a Canadian also need to file a Form 5472 for you owning a US LLC. The problem with that is that missed filing this form incurs you a penalty of $25,000. I'm Sal, a cross-border accountant and a CPA here in Toronto, helping you guys save your double taxation and save yourself from any extra penalties. Let's get into the video. The Form 5472 is for foreign-owned LLCs. Any LLC that's owned by somebody living outside the US has to file this form. If you're late filing, if you file this incorrectly, or if you miss filing this form, you're gonna get hit with the automatic penalty of $25,000. And it's very, very difficult to argue with the IRS to waive this off. Now, this form doesn't require you to pay any tax, but it is required to be filed, and it is required to report your income and expenses and transactions on this form. So what exactly does this form require? Here you have to list out any transactions between the LLC and yourself as the owner. You also have to report any transactions between the LLC and your family members, your other corporations, or even corporations of your family members. What do you mean by that? So, for example, if you give a loan to your LLC, that is a transaction that has to be reported on the Form 5472. If the LLC paid out any dividends to you, that is a gain of transactions that need to be reported. If you have any royalty payment, so for example, you have some intellectual property that the LLC is making income from, but that intellectual property is in your name, the LLC obviously has to give you royalty payments. That royalty payment is another transaction that needs to be reported on the Form 5472. Another example is if your family member rents a property from your LLC, that is again somebody who is a related party to the LLC. They're related to you and you're related to the LLC. So it is a transaction that again needs to be reported on the 5472. The US government basically does not trust people that are outside of their borders and do not have any obligations for tax filing in the United States. So they've made this form to report any transactions that the owners, their family members, the other companies have with this LLC, so that they have kind of a bird's eye view of it. So the good thing is that they don't require you to pay any tax, but they do require you to file this form, and there's heavy penalties on this. So you want to be very, very careful. The deadline for filing this form is April 15th every single year. You just want to make sure that you're filing this form correctly, on time, and that you're actually filing this form. Guys, if this was helpful to you, please subscribe to the channel. Every week I'm uploading a video that's going to be helpful in you reducing your double tax and reducing your penalties or obligations on the US side. See you in the next one.